Alrighty then.
Welcome to Outdoor Fun.
Cheers, Moosehead Green. Oh yeah, New Brunswick. It was just like I was having Keith's when I was in Nova Scotia, so a little bit of Moosehead while I'm here in New Brunswick. Here I am at Yoho. There's the lake. Man, lots of great memories here. Learned how to swim out here. Lots of swimming. And if you've seen some of my videos, at my cottage, I don't mind going in when it's cold, and I learned that here. I used to go out here. It used to be like almost a little competition who could go in the first. So it wasn't unfamiliar or whatever. I was usually one of the first ones to come in. Anyway, and I still do that today, although I'm starting to not like it as much as I used to. But yeah, it's so much fun. I used to water ski out here too. I learned to water ski out here actually. And back then, if you see this whole little bay, what we would do is my grandfather would take us and we would do one loop with two skis, come back and then drop one of the skis and then slalom. And we would go out into the lake, do our turn, come back in. And it was always fun because there was always people here, and you'd get the applaud, right, if you made it all the way without wiping out. And if you did wipe out, it was tough because the boat wasn't really powerful enough to pull you out of the water with one ski. So you'd have to return, get the other ski, and try again. So that's usually what happened. So that was fun. One of the my uncle Chris and I used to go, and both of us would get up, and that was a chore, right? It wasn't too bad for me because I was a pretty little guy. But the boat was only, at one point it was a 40 horse and then it was a 50 horse. But to pull two people out was tough. And Chris was a little bit bigger than I was. And I can still picture him he'd be like, and he'd finally get up. And then we would go out, and it was a lot of fun. We would go back and forth together. And anyway, that was a blast. One of the funniest things we did was we called it the board. It was just a 4x8 sheet of plywood, and we used to go out and we would get on it, and you'd have to go really slow. But the dangerous part was every once in a while the board would sink a little bit and it would go under the water, but it would catapult back up, so it was a little bit dangerous. It was still fun, but one time I took out a chair and I went on it. I got up, I sat on the chair, which was kind of cool, but then I stood up on the chair. Then I wiped out and I fell over, and the board went under the water, and I'm sitting there going, I'm holding onto the chair, I grabbed the chair, and I waited, and the thing came flying up. Just missed me, but it was all good. And Chris and his friends took that 4x8 sheet of plywood and they painted the Alpine beer logo on it. And one of the local beer reps from Alpine actually came out and gave them a couple of 2-4s, and they took a picture of them and they used it as a little advertisement. I don't know the details, but maybe Chris will comment and add it into the comments. So anyway, so that's my swimming and my water skiing. Lots of fun. Yeah, I also learned to snowmobile out here, and I had so much fun. And back then, across the point here, where that gray cottage or house is, that wasn't there, and that used to be where we would go up with the snowmobile, go up the field, and we would go out there and we would be snowmobiling like crazy. But back then, I mean, there was a lot of snow, right? It's not the same winters that we used to have. Like the winters these days, you just don't get the amount of snow. So you get stuck on the snowmobile sometimes. It would just be like bogged right down. So you used to have to like hang on to it and kind of push, and then like let it drag you, and then you would jump back on. It was a lot of fun. Trying to think some of the other stuff. Oh, there's that osprey. I got a picture of him earlier today, and he caught a fish right out of the air. But I didn't see him catching the fish, but let's just see. He's up there. I'll keep an eye on him, but if he does, that'd be pretty cool. I learned to fish out here, actually. It was a lot of fun. I used to just kind of go out, and Bub would, he actually used corn niblets. He didn't fish a lot with me, but he said, take the boat, and he gave me a fishing rod, and said, just go out and practice, and then we'll talk about it. And then I was excited, and I got talking to him one time, and then Al down the Hazel and Al. So they've long passed, just like my grandparents have. But Al said, "Oh, I'm going fishing tomorrow, Mike. If you'd like to join me." And I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be great." Anyway, so I caught this really nice trout, and I can't remember if I caught it. I think I caught it out here on the point, and I was so proud. Brought it back, and my grandfather froze it, and we ate it eventually. And I think I have a picture of me with the trout. I'll see if I can find it, and if I can, I'll add it into the video. I'm pretty sure my mom has a picture of it. Picture of that and lots of other things. So hopefully while I'm home this trip, I can find some of these old pictures and maybe insert them into here, you know, because this has been a special place for me. So basically I grew up here on the weekends, and you know, like I said, you know, learned how to swim out here, learned how to water ski out here, learned how to fish out here, learned how to snowmobile out here. And in the fall time, I went hunting with my uncle and my Chris out here, my Uncle Chris. And it was so much fun. Chris would pick me up, or when he was living at our place, we would just leave together. But a lot of times he would just pick me up at like 5 in the morning. And then we would go to Tim Hortons. All right, he'd get a coffee, and I'd get a hot chocolate. We'd come out here for 6 or 6:30. Maybe it was 6 that we left, and we got here at 7. But I think it was usually 6:30 we were here, and then on the way out to the woods. And we hunted all of this area. So just down across the way here and across the road was a trail we called the Pig Road. And it was a great little place for partridge hunting. And then we used to go more in towards town, just after the Natural Settlement Road. There's some trails in there, and we used to hunt there. Lots of fun. I just hunted partridge, and then out on the way to Harvey when we returned. There's a few roads out there. That was a lot of fun. So a few stories. So my grandfather, I was just laughing with Chris earlier, remembering the time that we came back. I can't remember. I was asking him something about something, and he mentioned the graveyard, you know, down here between where we are and Masro Settlement Road. And I said, "Do you remember the time we came back from hunting and Bub was sitting in his rocking chair?" And we walked in, and he was having a beer, and Chris was like, "He never drinks a beer," and he had a big smile on his face, and he goes, "Don't take your shoes off, boys. We got some work to do." So we're like, "All right." So anyway, he got a deer, but it was too big for him to handle alone. So he came back. He's waiting for us, and we went and we got it. And he had already cleaned it, and it was ready to go. We just had to go and carry it and put it in the truck. So that's what we did. That was a lot of fun. Oh man, I'm trying to think. There's so many things and activities. Really, this was the beginnings of, like, I am a big believer in family dinners, like Sunday dinners, and we've been hosting them for years at our place. And really, it comes down to that's what we did here. Like, this was our place to come as a family. So on Sundays, we would come out. We sometimes we come Saturdays as well, but it was Saturday dinner or Sunday dinner. And my grandfather would barbecue, and my nana would make some stuff, and it was fun. And Nana and Bub, they always did a good job making sure that we all felt at home. And the kids, when we were, like, me and Jen and my cousins, Kim and Krista, we spent so much time out here swimming and hanging out. We would bring friends once in a while, however many we could fit in our cars at the time. And it was a lot of fun. Oh yeah, so that reminds me, so friends, right? So I learned to skate out here, really. So this is an area that, I became a pretty good skater just by practicing out here in the lake. And I remember we used to have hockey games out here. So Chris would have his friends out, and I could bring some friends, whoever. So it really depended, but if we could fit some people, we would take them. So a lot of times my friend Kevin would come out, and he came out actually a lot of times, and I probably have some pictures of him and I getting dressed in the cottage, getting all of our stuff on, because we're playing Chris and his buddies, and they were all 7 years older than us. So we get pushed around a little bit, but we had a lot of fun. And which reminds me, like, my grandparents, they used to live on the exhibition grounds, because my grandmother was the president of the exhibition grounds at one point. So the house that was there, they lived there, and then we had the cottage. Back then it was just a cottage until they renovated it and made it into a home. But back then, I remember I used to go and play road hockey with those guys, and Kevin would come once in a while as well. And I think it was just mostly, I don't think I brought any other friends to play, but it's usually just me, and I was just getting pummeled. And maybe that's where I've learned some athletic balance from being beat up on and pushed so many times from these 7 years older than me guys. And they'd put me in nets sometimes, and they would just whistle that ball at me. Anyway, it was fun though. I got a lot out of that, and I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to think. There's so many other I mean, obviously the cottage itself has changed over the years. So I have a picture of the cottage, and I'll just kind of show just a quick little picture here. And I have a picture at home. And actually, I'll just go on my other tripod, and I'll just kind of show some of the differences and talk about them. And we'll just see how that goes. Stay tuned. Alrighty, so this is the new house that Chris and Nancy built. At the old cottage, there used to be an upper balcony there, and there used to be this big satellite dish, like back in the old days, like in the 80s, when you had those monster satellite dishes. And it was so fun because when we first had it, and I was just talking to Chris about this, we could get any channel we wanted. So we used to come out and watch WWF wrestling, before they had to change their name to WWE. But anyway, we used to come out and watch that, and we would watch Hulk Hogan and all of those guys. It was a lot of fun. And the waterfront's changed a bit too. I'm not sure if maybe because the water is coming in here, maybe Chris wants to make sure that he keeps this from eroding too much. But we used to have a deck or a dock right here, and it was funny when we were kids. So, and the boat was there, so we needed the dock for the boat. But back then we could throw a bunch of just like this. We would just throw a bunch of bread. We'd take bread, throw them in, and there would be hundreds of chub, these little fish, and you could actually reach down and grab them right out of the water. Anyway, it was pretty cool. what else has changed? I mean, the deck's different. I used to play down here in the old deck. Actually, if we dug around in there, you could probably find some of my old toys. This was more of a driveway, so that you could basically drive and get the boat in and out. But they've turned it into a nice walkway. I love these rocks, actually. I'd love to have these at my cottage. That'd be a nice walkway down. And this ramp, I used to. Well, this is new compared to in the past, but I used to feed the chipmunk over here. And one year it would feed right out of my hand. I could put a nut in a peanut and it would grab it. A few other changes over the years. The garden's not here anymore. So I don't think Chris and Nancy are vegetable gardeners. But if they were, we used to have a really big garden back here. Bub, I don't know, it probably came right to here. So it was about 15... It was probably 15 wide and maybe 25 long. Yeah, which is pretty cool. And there used to be rhubarb back here, but I don't think there's any rhubarb anymore. And then the old garage. Actually, I don't know if that's the same building and they just added new siding. I don't think so. I think it was bigger. And then there used to be a shed over here. Anyway, still pretty, it's still the same place to me. Like, it looks a little different, but the reality is, this is Yoho Lake, right? This is the lake. This is the same place that I came and had so much fun swimming, water skiing, boating. Yeah, actually, I learned to drive a boat out here too. And obviously skating and snowmobiling. I don't know if I said that twice, but anyway, it's just a beautiful, beautiful place. Obviously, I won't be taking a ride around the lake, but maybe what I'll do is I'll grab a video. I'll see if I can find some stuff online. I'll just show the contours of the lake. It's not a big lake. It's much smaller than the lake my cottage is on. But it's just a great spot. Anyway, I think that's pretty good for now. I'll probably share some more video later. I forgot about this old sign. 2 old crows live here. That's pretty sweet. Very cool. Anyway, stay tuned for more video, and hopefully I can get some pictures to add in here, and maybe some other little special treats and tidbits. We'll see. We'll see how creative I can get with this video. Stay tuned. I was just remembering, so this is basically, you can walk into the water here, and I've got some pictures. So I brought my kids out here. Actually, I brought my wife out here, and that's actually a really cool story. So I finally convinced Carrie Ann to go out and have breakfast with me. So I'd asked her out a few times, and when I was home, and you know, she had kind of said no a couple times. You know, she was busy with work and blah blah. And so I was home for Canada Day weekend, and I asked her. I said, "Oh, I have to leave tomorrow, but would you like to have breakfast?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I would." And let me start by saying, like, her parents lived across the street from my dad's house, and so I had met her a couple times through my dad, and you know, we had talked a little bit, and so, you know, I tried to get her to go out, you know, a couple other times when I was home, but this time she said yes to breakfast. She's like, "Oh yeah, that'd be good." So we had breakfast, and then I was like, I said, "Would you like to go out and to the lake and meet my grandparents?" And I think she was like, "Really? What?" And she's like, "Sure." So I brought her over here, and there was this instant chemistry between them. They loved her, and she loved them, anyway, we had a really nice visit with them. We got ice cream too before we came out, which was nice. We had breakfast. Actually, no, I think we had breakfast, and then I think we went out, and then maybe we came back and had ice cream. And then I was like, it's too late for me to go back, so I'm just gonna stay here for Canada Day. And I said, do you want to go watch fireworks later? So anyway, we ended up spending the whole day together, basically. I think she may have gone home for a little bit, and then we met up. But anyway, it was a pretty special day, which led obviously to to us getting engaged. Not that far, just not that many months later, and obviously having our 3 kids. And that's kind of why I'm showing this. Is I've got a picture where Bub is clearing the ice, and Ben, I'm trying to visualize the picture right now. But I think I'm out there with Emily and with Bub. Bub is shoveling, and I think Carrie Ann is coming along with Ben. And I don't know if Julia was born at that time, or maybe she was just a baby and maybe she was inside with Nana. I'm not sure. I forget. My wife will remember. But I'll see if I can't find some of those pictures, because it was actually a very special time, right? Because I brought my kids out here, right? So it's special, and I think that's why the cottage, that I have is so important to me, and why we spent so much time there with the kids. It's just like all of the times I spent here with my mom and my grandparents. So anyway, it's kind of cool. I just want to share that too. This place is special. That's all I can say. So stay tuned. I've got some more stuff I want to do here. And we'll see how this video ends up looking. Stay tuned. See ya. Hey, alrighty then. Moose. We just got back from golf. My Uncle Chris and I, we're gonna have catch. Yeah, we used to do this pretty much every weekend, Chris?
Oh, definitely.
Yep. Oh yeah.
It's a routine.
Yep, gotta play catch when you're at the cottage, at the lake. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
It's been a while.
Big,
It's been a while.
Big freaking glove.
Yep, that's a big
Holy
glove.
moly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, there we go.
Oh. Gee, that is a big glove. Oh. Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's like when I went skate,
Oh yeah.
it felt weird.
In the olden days, I'd probably throw some screw balls and curve balls and knuckle balls. I'm not sure if I'll do that right now.
It's
been a while.
You never know.
It's been a while.
Oh, that's better. She's starting to come back to me now. Oh.
Perfect.
Feels weird going into the
Yeah,
the glove.
I know, it's weird, eh?
Oh, well, I'm not used to the glove, but
Oh, making me
Jeez, I'm not throwing
stretch.
too many
Making me stretch.
we're not throwing too many strikes.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna get a different view. See what this is like.
We're starting to get rid of the strikes on there now.
You got the rhythm. You
He's
know when
trying
you
to come
start
back here
when you
now.
start to get the little
The old arm.
now you get the little bounce,
There
the
we
little
go.
back. There it is.
Oh.
Oh, that's good. There you go. In the palm.
The whole freaking curve balls. And...
Yeah. Oh, almost got the beer.
Oh.
Almost got the beer.
It's going a little spooky there.
Yeah.
Oh. That hurts.
That was a good one.
We still got our boys.
That was a good one.
Oh, man.
We'll still play, but I'll stop the video. Just do a little cheer.
Oh, you feel that.
You do feel it, don't you? Anyway, cheers. We're gonna have a few of those tonight. We're gonna be going for a swim in the lake, having some fun. Ha! See ya. Alrighty then, having a beach chair lager from PEI. This swim at Yoho, it's been a long time in the making. I've been waiting for it. Oh, that's good. That's good. Let me just.
It's a lager. Yeah, it's a lager.
Lager, yeah.
Yep.
I'll put that next to the moose head.
I don't need bother messing around now. I just grab, fix it over top of that. And,
Great.
and if I can,
Love it. Pollywogs. Hey Chris, pollywogs.
oh yeah,
Yeah. A bunch of them.
yes, there's a bunch around.
Yeah. There'll be lots of big frogs then after the pollywogs grow.
Slow season so far.
Nice.
Is it nice?
No, I'm cold, but
I haven't been. Oh, gee. Oh, baby. Oh, that is cold.
I've always liked it cold.
Yeah, I like it. I like it cold.
Crazy.
I like to have sun out a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, we could use some sun.
It is cold.
Sun would be nice.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa. You're the Iceman, though, Johnny, so you're used to it. Oh, right. That's all the rain we've had. Oh, man. Oh. Wow. Oh.
Remember the old days? Woo!
Yeah. You're a brave soul. Brave soul.
Oh, that's nice.
That feels good on the body.
It does. I'll just stop the video and then I'll come back out. You know, it's good to have a little bit of video coverage. I forgot this lake.
Gotta mix her all in.
Oh yeah. And I still remember what it's like to live up there.
Oh, it's nice and long, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, but like you said, it's been going for a long time, all the way to the middle there.
Yeah. There's a buoy here.
Yes. Yeah,
Like-
I come ashore and I grab it and just,
Yeah.
that's how high the water is. That's usually on dry land.
It is high. Yeah, I'm surprised how high it is.
Yeah.
Like when I came in, that's the first thing I noticed. Like to me, it looks like it's a foot higher than normal.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at the rocks there.
Yeah.
Like, holy jeez, we used to have fires right
Yes,
there.
I was just thinking the same thing.
We used to have fires right there.
Yeah.
Like, look at the water.
That was fun. And the water was nice and cool, but look at this. So Chris was just saying, like when I first came in, the water just seemed high. Seems like it's a good foot higher than normal. And yeah, we used to have fires right there on the point. There's the rocks. Some sunfish too?
Yeah.
Nice. The pollywogs, as soon as I went in, there was about 7 of them and they just took off.
Scattered.
Yeah. Woo! Anyway, that was awesome. Nothing like a swim at the lake. See ya! Alrighty then. Having a half-cut brewing company blonde ale. So nice. And check this fire out. We're good. Chris is over here watching the races. Live streaming the races. Just like we used to be in Fredericton Race Club. Anyway, and check this out. Nice fire. And when I was a kid, Bub would have fires over there, but the water is about 1.5 feet deeper than normal, but there's usually a rock outcropping. And he would have a fire there once in a while. Not very often. Well, not very often that I saw, because usually we left early. Anyway, we're going to have a nice fire. We just had a delicious barbecue supper. Amazing. We got steak. We had some amazing potatoes and corn, salad. Inside, Nancy prepared. Beautiful. Oh, and mushrooms. Oh yeah, on the steak. That's my favorite. Anyway, we're going to hang out, relax, There's my view for the night. Oh baby, Yoho Lake. Nothing like it. See ya!
Alrighty then. This is a song I wrote for Nana and Bob and played back in 2006. I call it The Lake. Anyway, these are the lyrics. And I'm going to sing it. And this came up here actually as well. Anyway, let's just see how this goes. 30 summers growing up, 30 summers at the lake, 30 summers growing up, 30 summers at the lake. I caught my first frog out here, I learned to swim out here. I caught my first fish out here, I learned to water ski out here. 30 winters growing up, 30 winters at the lake, 30 winters growing up, 30 winters at the lake. I learned to snowmobile out here, I learned to skate out here, I learned to ski out here, learned to play hockey out here. 30 years growing up, 30 years at the lake, 30 years growing up, 30 years at the lake. I played with my toy cars out here, I played with the animals out here, I learned to woodwork out here, fell in love with my wife out here. 30 more years growing up, 30 more years at the lake, 30 more years growing up, 30 more years at the lake. My kids caught their first frogs out here, my kids love to swim out here, my kids have skated out here, my kids will grow up out here. Life is special at the lake, it's a heavenly place. Life is special at the lake, thanks for building this place. Alrighty then. One of the traditions that I learned from my grandparents was the cottage book. My grandmother, she was really good at keeping notes, and when guests came, they would sign the cottage book. And I've done the same thing here, so I've got 3. So this was the first one, and then the second one, and I'm on the third one now. I really enjoy it. I kind of journal in it, and my grandmother did a little bit. She didn't write as much as I tend to in my book, but let me share some of the content from her cottage book. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See ya.